welcome to a brand new Five Heart Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, X. I'm your host, Greg Mahachko. Co-host and co-pilot is Minnie Hunt, and we are kicking off this Turkey Before Turkey episode with a very special guest, Corn Nation's very own, the premier, the most elite volleyball writer you will ever come across. And she shares her talents with us at Corn Nation and with all of you, writing about the number 2 team in all the land, the Nebraska volleyball team. Beth, hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Let's talk volleyball.
Let us talk volleyball. I'm pissed off. All right. I don't know why volleyball team is number 2 and not number 1. Walk me through that.
Well, no need to be pissed off. It's the coaches' poll, right? So for volleyball, the coaches.
I thought you were going to say it was the coach's fault.
Yeah, it's all coaches' fault. They vote on this, and really the only reason we're still number 2 is Pitt got to be number 1 before we did, and then neither team has really done anything to lose number 1. There's a funny little quirk to this season. Pitt and Nebraska have both lost only 1 match, and it's to the same team, SMU,
right?
Who, when Nebraska lost to him, was unranked. When Pitt lost to him, they were somewhere in the teens. Pitt lost to him in 5. Nebraska lost to him in 3. You know, the number 2 seeding by the coaches probably does not matter at all at this point. When the NCAA tournament committee, the one who actually seeds the teams for the tournament, released about halfway through the season who they think the top 16 teams are, and they had Nebraska at number 1. They based on the fact that Nebraska had beaten more top 10 teams, and since then Nebraska has beaten even more top 10 teams. So I think they're at 10 wins over top 10 teams now. So they should be, we'll see how Friday night goes, the number 1 seed in the tournament. That's probably the only outcome of Friday night. They play Penn State, the number 4 team in the country. Besides the Big Ten championship, that's the only outcome of Friday night. I shouldn't say only. Those are 2 really big outcomes of Friday night: the number 1 seed in the tournament and the Big Ten championship.
So, in regards to that, the oddity that both teams have lost to the same opponent, is there anything in Pitt's favor that they have a win against SMU, where Nebraska kind of doesn't have that vengeful win back? You know, does that make sense?
I don't think that does much for them. You know, beating SMU and losing to SMU. The fact that they haven't beaten as many top teams, they haven't shown the variety. They haven't played as many top 10 teams. They've beaten everyone else they've played, but they haven't beaten as many, and Nebraska has. And I think that just strength of schedule is what it comes down to. The RPI has Nebraska number 1 as well too. I don't have any reason to be angry, and I hope you don't either now. Nebraska will probably be all right.
All right. Hi, Minnie.
Hi, Greg.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I mean, I knew you were here, but I had something I had to get off my chest there, and I'm glad that Beth was here to talk me off the ledge.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Beth, last time you were here, we were just gearing up, and the girls were looking pretty good. And now they're ranked number 2, but you're saying with strength of schedule and everything like that, they probably should be like at the top of the list. Is that right?
Yeah, there's just for Nebraska, there's just 2 regular season matches left. Friday night versus Penn State, number 4 team in the country, and then Saturday night against Maryland, unranked and lower in the Big Ten. So right after that, December 5th, the NCAA tournament will be selected. All 64 teams will be drawn. 32 of those are automatic qualifiers from their conference titles. And Nebraska is looking like they'll be number 1, but the result of Friday night versus Penn State will probably determine if they're number 1 or number 2. And again, I don't think that is going to besides bragging rights, besides wanting to beat Penn State, and I think the bigger reason to beat Penn State is to win the Big Ten championship. But regardless if they're the number 1 seed, number 2 seed, even the number 3 seed, it's the path to the Final Four and to the championship game that we care about more. And there's a lot of middle of the pack teams, those 16, 15, 14 seeded teams, that it's going to matter more of who you meet in round 3 than if you're the number 1 of the two seeds. So, let's say Texas is sitting at number 14 right now in the coaches poll, and they are probably going to get something like that in their seed as well. So it matters more to me who we meet in the 3rd round with those. And so that doesn't just depend on us. We could be the number 1 seed, but if Texas gets the 16 seed, now we're meeting. Or if they get the 14 seed. So our path to the Final Four and the championship game matters much more, in my opinion, than the 1-2 ranking that we get by the NCAA tournament committee.
Let's take a look at some of the comments here. Justin Raji, 901, gave a shout out to Beth. And Pitt says GBR Miss Beth. And there's a Josh.
Miss Beth.
Right. Josh says, let them stay number 2. Maybe it'll keep them playing like they have been. And a legitimate question from Mr. James Boardman says, question for Beth. I noticed when Lexi sets it's a bump set, not an overhead set. Are liberos not allowed to do a normal set?
Yeah, really good question. If the ball is set by the libero, this is a super technical rule, so I'll say it as clearly as I can. The libero can set the ball behind the 10-foot line, that line that runs kind of 3/4 or 1/3 of the court. The libero can set the ball from behind the 10-foot line and somebody can attack it. If she sets the ball in front of the 10-foot line, nobody can attack it. So Lexi just uses the strategy and almost always bumps the ball, underhand passes the ball. You'll see other liberos, they'll lift their left foot if they're close to the line and they'll make sure. But, Lexi has practiced and gotten really good at that underhand set. And so she most of the time just underhand sets it. So there's never any question or weird fluke play. It's called a back row attack. If the libero sets it in front of the 10-foot line and then somebody attacks it, it's called a back row attack, and that's a violation.
Back row attack. Okay.
It seems like so much of that, I never played volleyball. I learn more about volleyball every time you're on the show, but so much of that is just, it's a fact. But
you
so
never
much
played
of that
volleyball?
I never did. But so much of that little nuance of that rule is just having to be very aware of where you are on the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The players have to be very aware of where they are on the court. The reason behind that rule is, the function of liberos. The whole reason they were ever introduced to the game was to increase defense. So they're not supposed to be an offensive player at all. And then teams have just used liberos, changed the strategy a little bit. So when the setter digs the first ball, the libero becomes the setter. She's the next best ball handler on the court almost always. But that's the reason behind the rule. But yeah, they have to be very aware of where they're at. They have to be aware of who's near to them and their, relation to, Harper Murray or Merritt Beeson. And Lexi automatically knows which player is at which pin and which one is got the blocking assignment. I mean, she's aware of those things when she's deciding who to distribute the ball to. She knows who's blocking Merritt Beeson, and she knows who's, the left side hitter at that time. Is it Taylor Lanfear behind me, or is it Harper Murray? And it's a really neat dynamic to the game.
Well, you mentioned Merritt Beeson, and Vince and Justin both have questions about this past week's draft. And I'm rather than let you answer the one, because they do kind of tie in. So Vince asked, why wasn't Lexi drafted? And Justin says, is the LOVB doing a draft to start the inaugural season, and would Lexi be able to get on a team after the tournament? So there was a big pro volleyball draft this past week where Nebraska's Merritt Beeson went number 1 overall. I'm sure that comes with a 7-figure signing bonus like it does in the NFL. It would be nice. But tell us a little bit about this draft. And to Vince's question, why wasn't Lexi drafted? And is that to set up this new league that's starting?
Yeah, the big overview is there's currently 3 professional volleyball leagues in the United States, which, for a girl who grew up with 0 as prospect, that's really awesome. But it does lead to some confusion, and they're all very young. And so they're figuring out some of their dynamics too. So the draft this week was by the Pro Volleyball Federation. And so that federation's in its 2nd season. They did their 1st season last year. So you probably heard about the Omaha Supernovas. Mm-hmm. They're part of this volleyball federation. And so Merritt was drafted to the Atlanta Vibe. And she will then, this is again kind of a nuanced part of it, she gets to try out now for the Atlanta Vibe. That's what the draft is. It's an invitation to try out, and their season starts in January.
Okay.
Atlanta has 17 players currently on their roster, and they just drafted 5 more. I like Merritt Beeson's chances. She is a great player, both at the college level and will be at the professional level. But that's what the draft meant. These players get an invitation to try out for these teams.
Oh.
And then, Lexi wasn't in the draft. Another really standout name for me that wasn't in the draft was Sarah Franklin from Wisconsin. She's a top player and graduating this year, eligibility complete. So I do think those 2 players will go to the Love League. That league is slightly different dynamic than the federation. They've got more Olympic team players. Every Olympic team player that plays in a pro league is in this Love League, the LOVB, but they call it Love. And so I think you do have sort of that cream of the crop group that will be Olympic contenders playing there. And then a lot of international players in the Love League. And this is their 1st season. So they've never done any of this before. They haven't played a single match. They haven't talked about a draft yet. I think they're doing more of an invitation piece to them. And their other unique component is their business model. Their vision is that they're both a professional league, but they're also linked to club teams, the youth. Their vision is to grow volleyball in the youth area alongside of the professional. I don't know how it works exactly. So that leaves us some questions.
It's all money related.
Yeah.
Because club volleyball is so expensive. I mean, you have to pay for the club fees, and you have to pay for a trainer outside of club. And I'm talking just like freshmen in high school are doing this.
Yeah, even younger. Yeah, even younger than that. There's 12 and under club teams. And that third pro team that I didn't talk about, Athlete Unlimited, and they've got a lot of different sports that they do. That one is very unique in its players change teams every week. It's almost like a fantasy team that you can trade around yourself. It's very athlete driven. That one's a little bit of an outlier. I don't think it doesn't have a ton of appeal to me. I like to watch a team, there's some really great athletes in Athletes Unlimited, but they're not on a team. They change every week. The captains change every week. So that one's a little bit of an outlier, but I think Love and the Federation are very comparable, and we'll have to see sort of how they progress and how they differentiate themselves from each other.
It was a question that in hoping that I didn't do a disservice to any of the athletes, but I said, one of the questions I want to ask you on the show is, when you have 2 leagues, is it kind of depleting the talent pool? Like if there was just one, for lack of a better term, super league, right? Then we'd get all the best players playing against everybody. Do you ever see this kind of being like a UFL, XFL merger where these professional volleyball leagues will start just competing against one another in a not in who's going to take the best players or ratings or things like that, but actually like the Omaha team versus one of the new inaugural programs from the Love League.
Yeah, I think fundamentally 2 leagues is always going to be a concern. There aren't a lot of teams in either league. There's 6 in the Love and there's 8 in the Federation. So that's not a huge number of players overall, but just that you have 2 different leagues going and that we're having this conversation and we have to explain the difference between the 2 leagues. That's a problem probably for both leagues. They do have that, that back mission that differs though, that Love wants to really focus on the youth alongside the professional, and the Federation really is more similar to the professional leagues we're more familiar with. They're providing an opportunity to grow the sport, and that's all they're doing, right? That they're providing a professional volleyball league, and there isn't the secondary mission that they're focused on. So how do they find a common ground when they've got that beginning difference in the mission? My only other caveat to it though is, Jordan Larson is one of the founding athletes for this Love. And when she's behind something, especially volleyball, and she's the queen of volleyball, that's got to stand for a lot. And you've got all the Olympians that are playing for this Love League. So as much as I think, they were second to the table getting started with their league, it seems like they've kind of got this confounding 2 different missions going at the same time. That sounds a little bit concerning to me, but Jordan Larson wants to see it happen, so she'll probably figure out a way to make that happen, in the volleyball world. If she wants it to happen, I trust in her.
Aaron Keene with a comment that speaks to my heart because it blends my sports fandom and my overall nerdom. He says, one league being called the Federation and not calling the other league the Klingon Empire is a missed opportunity.
Well,
but
I don't know if it's a missed opportunity.
But you do mention that the Love League, which again has a lot of support from Jordan Larson, among others, has more Olympians. Merritt Beeson went number 1 overall to the Atlanta Vibe, or the Invitation. Is Merritt Beeson? Is she a potential future Olympian?
This is always a hard one for me. Transferring skill from the college to the professional or Olympic level. Man, that's an eye of a coach that I'm still developing, I guess. I don't think so. That's my best answer. I don't think Merritt is on the Olympic team track. And I also say it because I've never heard her talk about wanting to be an Olympian. Harper Murray talks about it. Lexi Rodriguez talks about it. Never heard Merritt Beeson comment about it in her interviews. And then I think it's further supported by her going to the Federation versus the Love League. I think she'll do really well there. I think she'll be one of the top players there. But no, I don't think Merritt Beeson's on track to be an Olympian.
Okay. And I guess if you're a player and you have a choice, if her goal or maybe, her coaches, trainers say, Rostovsky here just says, I don't think Beeson's Olympian. The outside hitters there are just freak athletes. So you kind of maybe have to know where your best fit is going to be. Or if you have Olympic aspirations, maybe you do wait for the Love League. So,
yeah. I think the Love League is, the rosters I'm seeing are a lot of international players that are playing for their national team, along with all of our national team players. And then, a few others here or there that aren't on the Olympic team, but so I don't know how they're making their rosters. One other note I wanted to make about Merritt Beeson's team, the Atlantic Vibe is coached by Kayla Banworth, so former Nebraska coach and player. So that's a neat connection there. And it made me wonder, Atlanta traded to get the number 1 pick. And so if that was something that was important to Kayla because she knew how good Merritt was at Nebraska, probably still talks to Coach Cook and had his inside thoughts about her too.
Mr. Raji says, will the Love teams get team names or are they just going with the city names?
I think they're just the city names. Their website is all up and it's very graphically well done. They're very well put together, that Love League. It's but I think it's just their city names.
Okay.
which I wrote those down because I just learned about them too. So there's one in Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Omaha. So now there's 2 pro leagues or pro teams in Omaha and Salt Lake. So Atlanta and Omaha are the 2 kind of doubled up cities. They have both a federation team and a love team.
Omaha definitely makes sense. I think Austin and Madison are good choices as well. Where you talk about Louisville, I think could be one. Pitt, just where Palo Alto maybe. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's probably more to do in Northern California, but you talk about some of the hot spots for college volleyball, and just seems like it would be a natural fit for one of these pro leagues to head that direction. So.
Yeah, if they're filling up arenas in that college town, they'll probably come. The first federation game was in Omaha, and I don't think that was a mistake. No. They did that on purpose, knowing you could fill the arena there with volleyball fans. And I looked it up too. Atlanta's first game is in Omaha. So if, Merritt makes that roster, which I'd expect her to, then Atlanta travels to Omaha on January 10th. So they play in Omaha. You can watch Merritt again on January 10th.
So I'm assuming Merritt's a senior. I mean, she's running out of eligibility.
Yep. She finishes this year. The seniors for Nebraska's team, we won't see them again next year, are Merritt Beeson, Lexi Rodriguez, Kennedy Orr, Layla Blackwell, and there's one more, Lindsay Krause.
Who also got drafted.
Yes, Lindsay Krause was drafted, as well as Layla Blackwell. Lindsay went to Omaha. Layla went to San Diego, which is where she's from. And then there was one other that I took note of.
Allie Batenhorst went to Omaha.
Allie Batenhorst, yeah, she's going to Omaha too, which is
all. I read the articles.
Greg, what the heck? What? How do you know all this?
Cornnation.com has the premier volleyball writer in the country.
There you go. So, there you go.
And we have some very smart volleyball fans. Joe has a theory, says Joe thinks that Lex Rod will take Justine Wong Orantes, I probably mispronounced all that, role on the Olympic team. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think Lexi, that would be really neat. Kayla Banworth was from Nebraska on the Olympic team. Justine Wong Orantes on the Olympic team from Nebraska. And I think Lexi Rodriguez has a very good chance to be an Olympian, to replace her. I think there's some other good liberos too. And Morgan Hentz graduated from Stanford, I think 2 years ago. She's got a good chance too. But yes, Lexi Rodriguez is a very good chance to be, national team Olympic caliber player. Wouldn't that be amazing? 3 Nebraskans in a row to, play that libero position.
Right. Blaine, hopes you don't mind asking, but what is your alma mater, Beth?
I went to Army West Point.
Yeah.
Big old Patriot League.
Go Beth.
Yeah. Army plays in the Patriot League for volleyball, and they went to the finals this year and lost to Colgate. And so they won't make the tournament. You don't get a at-large bid from the Patriot League in volleyball.
I did have a notice on Pitt's website, on our website. Will there ever be a time when college volleyball starts to have a conference tournament before the tournament?
Not in the bigger conferences. Okay. I think that the expansion made it even less reasonable to do that. They play a grind the whole season to even think about, even if you just got 8 teams in the tournament out of 18 for the Big Ten, I think that grind at the end, I don't think it would improve the quality of the champion, right? I think that Nebraska or Penn State, Nebraska, went through the whole grind and, hasn't lost a conference game so far. I think that crowns a worthy champion. So I don't think so. I don't think that ACC, SEC, or Big Ten is improved by doing a conference tournament. Some of the smaller school or smaller conferences like the Patriot League, I think they can, but not in the big ones and not in the ones that are especially traveling all over the country. Again, if I use the Patriot League, they're traveling Pennsylvania, New York, Massachusetts. There's really not a big travel space there compared to Oregon, to California, to Nebraska, to Iowa, to Maryland, to Michigan. Those are big footprints to travel and play. I wouldn't like to see a conference tournament for the Big Ten personally. And I know Coach Cook is adamantly against it too. He thinks it's a really impossible feat to add that to an already intense schedule. And right before the NCAA tournament would wear the teams down in a negative way. It wouldn't improve the game.
While we're talking about spending time on the road, that is how Nebraska volleyball will finish their regular season this weekend. As you mentioned, Penn State on Friday at 4, I believe.
4,
and then they're going to go straight from there to Maryland on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a back-to-back, and so that's a little bit tough. But Penn State is definitely the immediate focus and a really a good opponent. And then there's a bit of an emotional piece to it. Of course, playing a really good team is always emotional, but there's 2 former Huskers on Penn State. Maggie Mendelson plays middle for them, and she was a basketball and volleyball player for Nebraska last year. And Caroline Jaravicius plays right side for them, and she was a redshirt freshman for Nebraska last year and just volleyball.
So we have some comments about streaming volleyball. I won't bring them up because we don't want to get anyone in trouble. But how do you watch it? How do you watch these girls play?
The match on Friday is on Big Ten Network.
According to our website, according to Huskers.com, Saturday is as well.
And so, a lot of Nebraskas are our Big Ten Network. Big Ten Plus carries anything that's not on Big Ten Network. And so Big Ten Plus is an additional subscription, something money more.
Well, I know that James Boardman actually shared that he bought a subscription for, I think it was Big Ten Plus last year on Black Friday. So I don't know, maybe look out for that.
Look at that. Consumer tips right here on the 5 Heart Podcast.
Hey, I try and help wherever I can.
Penn State is it safe to say, I mean, they're number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like some of the thunder's been lost from this rivalry since their, I guess, legendary coach retired a few years back.
Yeah, Russ Rose retired after 40-some years of coaching and a dynasty that he's built at Penn State. But his replacement was a player and a coach with him, and she's been doing a nice job. I always bring up a person, and then I can't remember her name. But I think this will be a really good match. Penn State and Nebraska are similar teams in the way they approach the game. A lot of their statistics are mirror images of each other. And the interesting part, too, is we all know Nebraska swept Wisconsin 2 times this season, so dominance there. That's amazing. Well, Wisconsin went and swept Penn State, which was equally as, surprising as far as that should have been a really good match. It should have been super competitive back and forth, and Wisconsin dominated them. So, if we're doing algebra here, A plus B equals C, we should sweep Penn State, right? We've swept Wisconsin. Wisconsin swept Penn State. I don't expect that. I don't think that logic will hold true. I think it should be a really competitive match. I do think Nebraska should win it, though. I think there's some specific things we do better than Penn State, even though we're similar. I think our passing is better than Penn State's. We're more efficient and we don't make as many errors. And that just leads to offense immediately. A better pass, more consistent pass leads to offense. And then I think we have more weapons offensively. They run what we call a balanced attack. They distribute and give the ball to all their hitters. but they give it a little bit more often to their best outside hitter, which is Jess Merzick. And we just don't. I mean, Harper Murray is our best outside hitter, but we just don't give it to her that much more. There is a number more that we give it to her, but it's not statistically significant.
No.
And you can't plan on that. There's not a lean on Harper Murray like there is on so many of these outside hitters for these top teams. So you have to stay home on defense. You cannot cheat when you play against Nebraska. And I think that makes a difference. And I think that gives us an advantage, especially when a matchup is this close statistically. They score points the same way we do, but they'll have to defend us fairly, evenly. Don't cheat and go, because it might not go to Harper Murray. And then she'll send it back to Merritt Beeson and, you've been beat.
Right. Or Becca Alec or,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many weapons. Looking forward to Friday and Saturday. It's going to be an exciting couple of matchups. And Joe Lalekis here says, I be thinking black shorts sweep the Nittany Kittens.
Yeah.
So, well, Beth, I think when I provoked you or invited you on to the show, I said 15 or 20 minutes. And so I thank you for all the extra time. I know you said you could talk volleyball all night long. But we appreciate you, and we hope that you and your family have just a tremendous and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yep. All volleyball.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me know, guys, let us know in the chat if you would like next year for Beth to have her own volleyball show. I think she needs some.
I would do it.
Here.
If they want to listen, I will talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
We do have the best fans in college volleyball. So. Excellent. Beth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
All right. I'll kick her out. No offense, Beth.
Bless. She's so sweet.
Aaron says Wisconsin volleyball struggling with a 500 Ohio State team right now, up 2-1, losing the 4-set 14-12. So that is going to be Wisconsin's problem. So, and all right.
Okay.
Hello, Minnie.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Happy pre-Thanksgiving, everybody.
That's right. Let us put things back the way you're used to seeing them, you beautiful Hoger Maniacs.
Okay. Really? You guys, really? What? Is this necessary?
Rostovsky says, can we replace the 5-part theater with the Beth Volleyball Power Hour?
I mean, I think that Beth should have her own Volleyball Power Hour show. And maybe we should have our own 5-part theater show. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think Aaron Rostovsky will tune in. I'm fairly certain Dave Matney won't tune in for that.
Probably nobody. All right. What are you doing there, Greg?
Getting ready to celebrate, Minnie.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. Okay. So did anybody happen to read my little article I wrote? The description?
I did. I'll be right back.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I made a mess.
Did anybody? Because if you guys did, you know that tonight is I've never seen it. Greg is taking a shot of wild turkey whiskey with I guess a beer chaser. He calls it turkey before turkey. It's his thing. So if you have a liqueur or a shot or I don't know, just even some water, like Gatorade, whatever you have, I guess now is the time to toast to a very happy Husker Thanksgiving. And Husker Chuck says, let's see, what does he say? Husker Chuck, wild turkey plus cold duck equals volcanic eruption. And I don't know why I clicked on that. I read the first part, not the second or third part. Oh, Ken E. Ken E says, I'm just getting gummies and drinking unsweet tea. Okay, gummies. All right, Greg. Wait, that's
This
like
is-
half gone already.
Yeah, this is not my first
We're
turkey
at the
before turkey.
Oh my gosh.
I've been doing this. Honestly, the night before Thanksgiving is the only night I drink liquor. I don't care for liquor, but I've been doing this this tradition for well over a decade, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But
why do you do it then?
Because it's tradition.
But okay, where did you get this tradition? Where did it start?
Years back, yeah, you got to go 2010, I think. 2010, 2011. Well, I joined a civic organization called the JCs, or the Junior Chamber, back in 2008. And we always used to get together just for a social the night before Thanksgiving, and we passed around a bottle of wild turkey. It was called Turkey Before Turkey. So that's where the tradition. I left that organization in 2012, but for whatever reason, the self-inflicted tradition remains. So
Okay, Pit Snipe Husker has Skull vodka and Coke. Vodka and Coke. I don't know about that. I've never had that combination. It doesn't sound good.
Tiger Shark Diver says that Minnie was 5 years old in 2010. I think she was more like, I'm going to be generous.
Thank you.
We'll say 35 in 2010, although that's a lie too.
No, it isn't. I think that's how old I was, wasn't it?
No, because I was 28. Actually, that might be right. Look at me.
Please, Greg.
Falling backwards into some accurate math.
I actually think you made me way older than I am. Okay, Captain. Oh, I do know this because Aaron has posted it more than once. He likes to drink Captain 100. I don't know. Maybe that's a brand of it. But Captain Morgan, right? And Dr. Pepper tonight.
Okay.
So is that a whiskey? Or no, that's a rum.
Rum.
It's a rum.
Josh is back. What'd you miss? You missed all the volleyball talk. Go back and watch the replay. Charles over on Facebook says the bottle you held up didn't look like wild turkey. This is wild turkey American honey. You can read that and maybe not. Anyway, trust me, it's wild turkey. I'm fully going to admit I'm going to make a face when I drink this because, again, I don't particularly care for it. So
it's not good.
I mean, it's if you like bourbon or whiskey, I mean, it's fine if you like that. I just don't drink liquor. I'm a beer man. So I have a chaser. Well, we'll save the chaser we'll save the reveal of the chaser for after I do this thing. So, all right. This is
Here we go. Shot.
By the way,
shot.
this is like a damn double. So
what? Oh my gosh, that's huge.
By the way, Dave and Buster's, if y'all remember Dave and Buster's, is from Nashville, yeah. Dave and Buster's. So
yeah, we have them here.
I'm gonna feel
Are you really gonna take a shot of that?
Yeah, what else do you do in a shot glass? I can't sip it pinkies out.
That is so I already get the
Oh no! I'm
so gross.
I'm definitely gonna make a face. So I apologize.
Okay, well then let's do this. Let me remove myself because
she doesn't realize that when she removed herself that she can't react now. Yeah, Husker Chuck says I have the exact shot glass. It's a double shot. And Mr. Lilakis, I see you. Don't do that.
Why? No, I really do want to see this. This Greg. if I were in some place where they serve shots right now, I would be honed in on the person drinking the shot. I'd be like, are they really going to do it? And is it coming up right after? Because I have a feeling this is not going to stay down.
It'll definitely stay down. Trust me.
Oh my gosh, this looks so gross.
So this is a bit much to do a shot. So this will be more like a mini chug. So got a little aggressive, a little heavy-handed on the pour.
Okay.
So the guy from Bar Rescue would be yelling at me if I were a bartender. So
okay.
All right, down the hatch, as they say.
Here we go. Ah! He did it! Yay! Yay! I think it's not coming up. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
You gonna live? Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna live.
How does it feel? How does it feel? No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel fine. It doesn't feel fine. I can just see by the look on your face, it does not feel fine.
Cough. Let's see. That's right. Smooth.
Yeah. Cheers, Greg.
Thank you. With your Gatorade Zero.
Yeah, electrolytes. You're going to need them.
All right. So the rest of it is, as you know, we have a little song about, well, I'll just play the song. What's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa. Not a whole lot of good comes out of the state of Texas, by God. Maybe a few football players. Well, there's some damn good beer that's made in Texas. It's called Shinerbach. Brewed in Shiner, Texas.
Okay. And there we go. All right, we have the liqueur out of the way.
Well, at least the first
Greg,
round.
did you watch the playoff committee's college football playoffs draft thing that they did last night? It wasn't a draft. It was like, okay, they're choosing 1 through 25. Who would be playing? Now, of course, it can change. It probably will. Did you watch that?
I did not.
I did.
No, I'm not at all surprised.
It, of course, Nebraska was not in it. However, the Big Ten, what did Matt Rule say at the beginning of the season when he went to the Big Ten days? What did he say?
Big Ten is the premier conference in college football.
And
I don't know. All I know is that it raised a stink with Paul Feinbaum.
He said the Big Ten ought to have teams in the national playoffs every year because it's like the NFL. And do you want to know who the top 3 are?
Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah, Big Ten teams. Matt Rule knows what he's talking about. That's all I have to say.
Okay. I've got nothing to add to that.
Well, you agree, obviously, right?
I agree. Thumbs up to Aaron Keene as well. I'm doing great.
Are you okay? Really?
Yeah. Why would I not be?
Did you eat before this? Please tell me you did.
I had dinner. I had grilled bratwurst tonight. I had bratwurst. I had yeah, I'm good.
Dude, that sounds really bad with whiskey. Sounds like a bad combination.
But it's really good with beer.
Yeah, but you knew you were gonna have a shot. Why would you have bratwurst?
What else am I gonna eat? Like nothing's gonna be great coming back up if it goes that direction.
Ew.
Ken E. Greg, right before the next shot, Minnie's favorite quote: "If I die, I die."
Yes.
Yeah, y'all gotta realize I'm 6'3", 240. All right, I'm not gonna just give it back.
I thought you've been losing weight.
Yeah, I was. Last time I gave my height and weight, I was 6'3", 250.
Oh,
That's how numbers work. I've decreased the numbers.
okay. For some reason, I thought you were closer to around 200. Keep working, Greg. You can do it. All right.
I'm gonna go start running laps around my living room here.
Okay. Hey, right before we went on, did you no, can I show this, please? Sorry. I am not. No, I'm not. I'm not fat shaming him.
Josh says,
Guys.
"Oh no." Greg gives his new weight, and Minnie gives him a slap.
I'm not. No, I thought he lost weight. He's been looking svelte, kind of like trimmed. You wouldn't know by this outfit that he has on.
Yes, this chic ensemble. I mean, compared to where I was 6-7 months ago, yeah, I am losing weight. So,
okay, very good.
Right. All right, what's your question?
So it was up here. Oh, there it is. Did you guys watch the Chasing 3? It came on like just about an hour before we started. That's why I was late to the stream, Greg.
And it's why I didn't watch the show. Just Chasing 3 because I was doing bedtime with my boys.
Aw, very sweet. Okay, so the Chasing 3, of course we get it because, I mean, they didn't come out and say at the beginning of the season, you guys don't get a Chasing 3 if we don't win. But we figured it out because we're smart fans like that. We only get to watch a Chasing 3 when we win. Okay? They put out content for us to watch. And that is like kind of behind the scenes. So, of course, it was interesting because they started off with Dana Holgorsen saying, you know, I'm just focused on this year. Well, Matt Rule saying, we don't know what's going to happen next year. So don't get ahead of yourselves, everybody, about Dana Holgorsen, even though we all have. And, you know, let's just focus on winning. So they beat Wisconsin. And there's all kinds of wonderful things. They highlighted a lot of seniors. One of the things that was really just tugging on my heartstrings was Gabe Irvin Jr. sitting there at like mealtime with the other running backs and talking to Emmett Johnson saying, before I got hurt, I was 223, 222, something like that. Anyways, he was talking about his speed and how he's that much, you know, he's close, but he's not there yet. And how Emmett Johnson should take full advantage of, you know, his speed, the fact that he's never been hurt and all of this, and just kind of like building him up. And I just thought that was really wonderful to hear because you hate to see a guy like Gabe Irvin Jr. who has hopefully a lot of upswing to him because of his muscle mass, and he's just a fighter. Take any notches down because of his injury, right? But then to hear him sit there and like encourage Emmett Johnson, who's a newer player, I just thought that was really great. I love that.
Yeah, you don't want Gabe Irvin to be Trey Bryanted, you know, like have to hang it up because of injuries. Regarding Chasing 3, Josh says if we were on a regular Thursday for 5 Heart, he'd be watching Chasing 3 now. Sorry, Josh. Figured you'd want to spend time with your family tomorrow night. I didn't say that.
You guys really don't like embrace the giving spirit of Thanksgiving to you. I mean, geez.
Y'all just wait till the end of the show. When that wild turkey hits and this beer and the other 3 that I have hit, I'll be really appreciative of all y'all. So be throwing out thanks, dropping names. So
Gabe was very good. He was till he got hurt. That's what the problem is. And for him to be hurt and still be with the team and encouraging these younger running backs, I think is awesome. So TSD, normally you and I are like on the same level. We agree. But on this, right now, I don't. Because I think Gabe Ervin Jr. is just, wow. I think he's amazing to see that. I mean, don't you guys think? Don't you think? Or is it just because like I love like the backstory and the emotion behind it?
I'm a big Gabe Ervin guy. Large because I hate to see any of them injured. And the fact of the matter is, because of the injuries, he's kind of just got passed by a little bit, you know? And that's not his fault. It's the unfortunate nature of college football.
Thank you, Kenny.
Well, you got to say it.
Okay, Ken E says, Gabe was a great back younger. I thought he would break through. He would have. Absolutely. Sometimes you just don't come back from injuries. It's just football.
Let's see. Jason Brown wants to know if you're doing all the cooking tomorrow, Minnie.
No cooking. I'm going to my sister's, and my mom is cooking. So
Nice.
Yeah. How about you guys? What are your plans?
Me or them?
You and them.
Oh, going out.
Are you going to wake up? Are you going to wake up after the shot?
Yeah. Again, I'm still a big guy, and one shot, even if it's borderline a double, is not going to knock me out. So, here's an important question. Rostovsky wants to know, are you bringing anything?
Of course. Sides.
What sides?
Rolls.
What's your go-to Thanksgiving side that you take?
Why do everyone? Okay, my family is full of great cooks. Okay, and you guys don't know this about me.
Minnie hasn't cooked in 17 years.
That's not true. I love cooking. I'm a vegetarian, so they don't trust my cooking necessarily. So I get in charge of like the vegetables and the green bean casserole and those types of things.
Oh, here you go. 5-Heart Confessional. Maybe we'll replace 5-Heart Theater with the 5-Heart Confessional.
I like that.
I don't know if you know this about me, but there you go. Pecan pie is vegetarian, says Kenny.
Oh, I love pecan pie.
Now, see, I just said it's pecan pie, and you come out with pecan pie.
I know.
What are you doing?
Because that is the right way to say it.
Which one?
Pecan.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Fred says, I hope Greg wakes up. Geez, way to make it dark, Minnie.
What did I do?
You said, I don't know if you wake up, Greg.
No, I meant when. I meant when, because you'll probably be sleeping till noon.
I won't at all. I'll be up by 6. I guarantee it. Interesting question from Highlander, by the way. Highlander, just to
I like
for
this.
Moving forward, it's not the Chatterfields anymore. We're the Hoger Maniac.
Wait, no. Don't. Not yet. Please.
Do you want me?
Trust me.
Do you want me to save this question for later, or the Hoger Maniac part?
You can do this.
All right. For all of you in the comments section, whether you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook, or X, stuffing or dressing? And Justin, by the way, says it's pecan. Rostovsky says if you're pecan instead of pecan.
Oh.
What is going on?
you guys think?
What had just happened?
Isn't that fun?
Help.
Okay. I thought,
That's awesome.
here's the thing. Thank you. I thought when you officially handed over the torch, because I know that was very clever, Greg. Guys, we got to give Greg his props.
What did I do?
Chatterfield's naming the chat because it's chat and not just oh, that's chat. You're like, okay, they need their own name because they're that special. You name them that, and we kind of took it away from you. Thank you, guys. Do you want to see it again?
I'll take a look at it again.
Do you want to see it?
Am I talking over there? Can you hear me? Hold on. I'm just going to pause it here so I can check out some of these comments. Aaron K, I only get breaking Husker news here. Melissa, this show goes everywhere. Not wrong. Braska Rascal, Greg is 2 minutes ahead of schedule. This Pitt says the Smurfs were racist. What? I don't remember that one. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says Husker Genetic Engineering NIL program. TSD, whoa, Greg hasn't used his blow-up doll since the 90s. Greg never had one, thanks. And I think I commented on that and affirmed that earlier. Let's see, Andrew C, business in front, party in the back. Husker Chuck, I picked a fine time to drop in. Fred Sacco, as John would say, Greg, you shit ass. So this is wild.
There's more, you just can't see him. So yeah.
Remember to breathe.
What I loved about this guy is check him out.
He's yeah. He is. First of all, he's got 6 fingers on the one hand. I don't know if you know that. He has 5 fingers and a thumb.
Well, that's AI.
Josh says, I often wish I could respond with GIFs or pics in the chat. I'm curious to know what that would look like. Ken E says, I'm going to talk like a Smurf of my sisters tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
All right, now how do we make it go away? That's what I really want to know.
Okay, there you go.
Good time. That was well done, Minnie.
Thank you.
It thumbs up. All right. By the way, Ken E, someone else said made a pecan reference. This pecan pie is smurfing delicious.
I love it.
I remember the movie Idiocracy. It's a good movie. I think it's on Hulu right now. If anybody wants to watch it, you'd be surprised how similar it is to life in 2024. So, all right. Minnie, where's the show going next? We kind of got off topic a little bit.
Well, we went to Minnie's surprise early because you wouldn't give it up.
That was the surprise?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was something else.
What did you think I was doing? Taking a shot with you? No.
Taking what?
A shot with you?
Oh, no. Some of the behind the scenes, I thought there was more. I don't know. It was a very nice surprise. The Hoger Maniacs. Okay. All right. Well,
so are they the Hoger Maniacs? It's official, right?
That's official.
What you called them. That's what they are. And it's because they are also the stars of the show, the co-hosts of the show, if you will.
Let's not give them that lofty title.
No, they definitely are. They actually make the show way better. Greg, after the show's
gonna have like
over,
48 different little chat windows here pretty soon.
Okay.
Or not chat window, 48 different little picture, of everybody on the show.
Oh, I would love that. Okay. After the show's over, I think I've told you this. I will watch the show because I don't get to read. Before I was a part of this, I would sit there and I'd be one of those Chatterfields that would comment, and I'd be like, this is fun. And we would just have our own little side conversations a lot of times. What?
I'm just reacting to Josh's comment.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
You got to read it now.
Why? No, I don't need to read that. No.
Fine. I'm not going to read it. Then all the people on the audio version, the podcast only version of the show are going to be very confused.
Well, then they can come over here and see it in person.
All right. If you
what
are,
I was going to say,
if you're just listening to this, and again, we've prompted and tried to motivate you several times to join us in the video version. But if you're just like, what the hell are they talking about? Why are they not saying this thing that they're not saying? Find us on YouTube.
It's inappropriate. We don't need to. No, Josh.
And go to about the
I wonder if Josh had a shot too. Okay. Did Josh have a shot?
He's probably got a small glass of bourbon in front of him right now and a cigar.
All right. Well, okay. Before we continue with the rest of the stuff, so you guys ought to know, after the show's over, the very next day, as soon as the live chat is available, I will rewatch the show and mute Greg and I.
The hell did I ever do to you?
And just read the chat because it is hilarious. It's my favorite part of the show. Hands down. No, you didn't do anything to me. I love it. I'm not kidding. I take screenshots of some of these comments just to refer back to them to have a good laugh. They're great.
I can't believe I have to do this. I'm going to give you to the count of 5 to take back what you said.
What? What'd I say? What?
You said you say you mute me and that I'm not the best part of the show.
No, I mute us, you and I.
You say that I'm not the best part of the show.
No, we are not. We aren't.
Right. I'm gonna give you to the count of 5 to change your mind.
Do you really think we are?
Well, I used to think I was, but now I guess I'm starting to have doubts.
No, we're not. We're not. It's not us.
But it's my show.
I know.
It's been my show.
Craig, it's been taken over by me and by the Hoger Maniacs.
All right. Well, have fun with the show. See you all later.
Okay, but we still need you. No. Greg, oh my gosh. Guys, you're such a brat. Seriously, I actually like it over here. I think I should be on this side from now on.
That's going to create more work for you because you'd have to change the names.
It's okay. It's easy. Somebody said, gosh, Minnie, you have too much time on your hands. Okay, really? Living in Omaha, David Matney? No, I don't.
The official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast.
Okay. It's my enjoyment in life.
Fred Sacco, the wild turkey's kicking in. Greg's Hall. You want to fight them fighting words?
Uh-oh.
Here's the funny thing.
Greg.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast. I believe Minnie when she says she goes back the next day and watches the show. Whether she mutes us or not. Now, that being said, I need you all to believe me when I say I have never once gone back and watched a show that I was on ever.
Yeah, because you can read all of this. I don't know how your brain is able to process reading and talking at the same time. Yes, I do. Because you tune me out when I start talking.
That's not true.
It is.
You got to read that. That's great. That's a great bit.
No, it isn't.
Oh,
No,
it's
it
so much
isn't.
fun.
That is not my favorite, Aaron Keene.
You got to
It's not
read it.
my
So again,
favorite.
for the benefit of the people who are just listening,
I don't have to read anything. This is what I figured out after almost being on the show for a year. I don't have to.
fine, I'll read it.
See,
Because-
because you will.
I don't mind, Aaron, giving you your kudos.
Mhm.
Aaron Keene says, my favorite Greg tantrum, I don't know if it's a tantrum, I think it's a bit. I think it's committing to the bit, is when he goes all Mitch McConnell and just freezes on camera and Minnie can't figure out if the stream froze.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the thing, Greg.
Yes.
The chat is what makes the show so fun. It's what brought me here. So
Yeah.
I think
Thanks a
they
lot,
are
chat.
due. I think they are due, the kudos.
So what you're saying,
They're fun. They're a fun group of people.
what you're saying is on this night, Thanksgiving Eve 2024,
Okay.
episode 408 of the Five Heart Podcast, we should abandon the format and do a Holger Maniacs appreciation night and just say thank you to everybody. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, then can we
no.
please get back to the fucking format?
Are you serious? Really?
Well, there's not a whole lot on there. Like somebody really dropped the ball this week.
All right. That's just uncalled for.
I'm sorry.
How many times have I asked for your help this week?
Mr. Matney says, let's go on a 5-minute chat strike.
Like they should get paid.
Highlander
Oh my
Gun,
goodness.
yes, sir. We are in the midst of episode 408. I highly encourage, if you missed it, to go back a couple months to episode 400, which was really chef's kiss that Minnie helped put together. Really phenomenal show. So, yeah, this is 408.
Okay. Well, Greg, remember we had a commitment from a cornerback this week.
Yes. A cornerback, a speedster, a cornerback, an athlete. And I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, but CJ Brana? Brana? He committed, he's a class of 2026, so he's just a junior, but he runs a 10-7 100 meter dash. And I don't know much about track, but I feel like that's probably a pretty good speed. So, yeah, it was good because we got a decommitment this week as well. So that was sad.
Why?
Why did I have to mention it, or why did he decommit?
Both.
Why does anything happen?
Makes me sad. I love this kid so much.
Yeah.
He-
By the way,
He had a lot of potential.
Bear Tenney, the 3-star from, is he from Utah?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Well, actually,
Oh crap, there's
to
more.
be clear, he's originally from Gilbert, Arizona.
Oh, well, that's a state that you live in.
Mhm. Yes.
Do you know what state I'm
And-
currently in?
What state, Greg?
Well, I'm currently in Illinois, but I'm heading to the state of inebriation.
Okay, seriously? How many beers are you in already?
This is my second beer.
Okay. And a shot and a half? Or two shots?
It was a solid shot and a half plus.
Okay. Do you have food on hand? Snacks?
No, I'm fine. I ate dinner like a few hours ago. I'm good. Joe Lelakis is not wrong. 10.7 seconds.
Nobody's there to hold your hair. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really have a whole lot of hair to hold. Joe Lelakis says that 10.7 seconds in the 100-meter dash, unlike my Greg's 10.7. Brother, you're assuming that I'll get there in 10.7 minutes in a 100-meter dash. I'll say this.
We'll wheel him to the finish line.
I could do it.
We got you. We got you.
I'd be really curious now to know how long it would take me to run a 100-meter dash. It definitely would be 10.7 seconds. I could probably get there in about 16 to 18.
No way. You would kill yourself.
I would.
You're 240 pounds.
Thank you for remembering
Think
this
about
time.
it. Think about that for
I'm
a
not
second.
worried. I'm not worried about the weight.
Oh
I'm
my
worried about the
gosh.
knee. Anyway.
That's why the knee hurts.
Yeah, it hurt a lot more 40 pounds ago.
Mhm.
Get off my shit.
Okay. Jeez. All right. So we got Bear Tenny to, he was a 3-star. A lot of potential with that kid. But, we have to get down to 105 next year. So that's what we're looking at.
No, I thought it was
And
95.
No, you're wrong.
I know. But we did get CJ Brana.
Yes.
He's a 3-star cornerback from Florida. He's the number 26 cornerback in the nation, number 55 player in the state of Florida. And he's kind of sounds like he's in. He said, quote, "In talking to all the coaches at Nebraska, I really love the community, coaches, culture, and the area. I know they can coach me good," his words, not mine, "and get me ready for the future. I know that they can help me develop into a better person." That is definitely Matt Rule's, I don't know, like a calling card maybe, is that, he is focused on, like the Ted Lasso way, right? It's not just making these guys the best they could be on the field, but off the field as well. So,
Okay. Well, 2026. Yes. Right?
yes.
Okay. The main problem right now is getting down to 105.
I agree.
We know we have Jamari Butler and Marquise Buford coming back, which, thank the Lord, we need those 6-year players, those players that have been veteran, that know how, they're just tried and true. Just stick them out there. They make plays. We don't have to worry about them. That's what we need. As much as, remember, that's what Michigan did. That's what Michigan did. And now they're like limiting us. They're reducing all of these rosters. Now we don't have the 6-year seniors after this. It's going to be hard.
Two things in as far as recruiting. Mr. Rostovsky says the CJ has the length because he's over 6 feet tall, speed, and can snag the ball. He had 6 interceptions last year. Those are the 3 main things to look at with high school corners. And at the same time, Ken E says moms want to send their kid to play for Rule, which is the exact way that Osborne recruited.
I like that.
So.
Absolutely. I love that. That's so true. I would definitely send my kid to play for Rule because I know that he cares
Which
about
one?
his players.
Which one? You got 3.
The problem is I would have to move in with them.
Yeah, that would be a problem because the restraining orders, multiple active restraining orders.
No, come on. Seriously, the thing is, yeah, that would be hard. That would be hard to let my kids go to Nebraska, but I would have to have a place there or be able to get there pretty quickly if I needed to.
Let's see. I completely agree with Pitt here. Cutting 40-plus players won't be easy to get down to that 105. Rule's job is definitely going to suck. There are going to be a lot of hard conversations that are going to be coming. I hate to say it. I could see a guy like Gabe Urban, who we just talked about a few minutes ago, and how much, admiration we have for him and how much we really pulled for him as a player. I could see him being one of those guys who's, we're going to get to the point where the FCS D2, I'm just going to call it Division II, they're going to really get an influx of talent that maybe they haven't experienced, because every D1 program is going to have to cut back and try to get to this roster limit. So, a lot of tough conversations. A lot of truly, I think, especially in Matt Rule's case, a lot of, maybe the phrase, "we wish you the best in your future endeavors," may not have ever been said more sincerely as they will, coming up after the season when Rule has to talk to all these kids.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Melissa's here. Hello, Melissa. You missed the Hoger Maniacs because you were featured in it.
Sorry, Melissa. We're not going to play it again. You'll have to wait till next week.
And where's the other one? Okay. Tiger Shark Diver, also featured, says that college football will honestly need a GM now. We have a GM.
That's kind of Matt Rule.
No, we actually hired
that's right.
another guy who's the GM. Remember?
I do remember that.
It was like early spring-ish, and it barely made any headlines. But that's the reason why. We need a guy that's in charge of like the recruiting. Okay, numbers coming in. Like, are we going to meet these numbers? He's like facilitating all of that. The guy, I forget his name. We have to look into him. But I'll make a note of that.
BFOTS, Josh Hansen says the roster limit should be at least 120 if you don't have an injury reserve or freshman-only teams or something. So,
yeah, I think that's what it is now, isn't it? Is it 120? What is it? 125? 130?
Interesting question here from Mr. Rostovsky. How many long snappers will we be able to carry?
That is a very interesting question, because if we didn't have 2 long snappers on our roster, so think of it like that. If we didn't have 2 long snappers and 2 kickers on our roster, we would be screwed.
I can see that. Need 2 long snappers. Yep. We'd be screwed otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Josh says 105 long snappers. That's too many.
May not be. May not.
So the long and the short of all this here is, by the way, Brana has been clocked as fast as 4.3 in the 40-yard dash. And by the way, it's a 10.3 in the 100-meter dash. I apologize. I said 10.7. He committed to Nebraska over Oklahoma, Tennessee, Penn State, UCF, Florida State, Indiana, Wisconsin, and more. And a lot of it had to do, I think, with his game day atmosphere. This is from On3. We want to make sure we give them credit. He was talking about being there for the UCLA game. He said there were 85,000 people there in the stadium for the game. All the Nebraska fans stood up the whole game. It was crazy. So that is important to note when we are talking about the blue hairs who tend to poke you and shake their finger at you and say, you need to sit down. I can't see the game. Get up off your ass, Esther. That's horrible. Probably not an Esther in the stadium, but, I don't tell anybody how to fan, and I don't expect anybody to tell me how to fan. So if I'm going to stand,
I have to tell you. I interrupt you. Go ahead.
I'm used to it by now. Being there at the Colorado game, again, shout out to BFOTS, Josh Hansen, for that tremendous gift. We only sat, oddly enough, when Nebraska was on offense. If Colorado was on offense, we were on defense. We were on our feet. We were hollering. And then every time, of course, there was a big play, exciting play, we stood up. But everybody in our section was the same way. And if somebody was in front of me standing, I would be standing. And I'm looking at the back. Nobody gonna tell me how to fan. So,
Well, Greg, the first time I went to a Husker game, sorry, Aaron Keene. Aaron Keene and Pitt Snipe Husker, and Fred Sacco. Everyone, what is it? Like half of my favorite people. They just are like really.
I said the wrong old person name, apparently. I apologize. Sorry.
Esther?
Mm-hmm.
So the very first game I sat next to this old couple, and this guy sat there, and he's like this. And, I'm just like, I'm talking his ear off, asking him questions like, how long have you been a fan? Like, what's going on? Like, how many games have you been to? And he's just sitting there like this. Didn't really want, but little by little, I grow on everybody. And by the end of it, we were like high-fiving each other. It was fun, but he reminded me of this Esther story that you're talking about.
Okay. How about she was a farmer too?
Yes, he was. He was.
Not a whole lot that was going to make him happy. So,
no. Here's the kicker for this story. Okay,
Wait.
No, okay, I won't go into it.
No. It was a pun because I kicker first. I'm like, oh, John Holt. Continue, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my first game, bought the tickets online, and it says online, note to self, never buy tickets that say that there could be something in your view. It has to say clear view. I had no idea. Nobody had any idea that there's such a thing as sitting behind a cement column at Memorial Stadium. I mean, it's like, wait, we're on the first level. How are these seats horrible? So I get seated at my seat, and I'm sitting there, and it's my birthday, and I'm just like, it's my first game. I start to tear up because I'm like, this is the worst. I can't even see the game. I might as well be home. So I excuse myself. I go to the restroom. On the way back, the people that were seating everybody, they were Boy Scouts, like the leaders. And I just explained to him, I'm so sorry. Like, this is my very first Husker game. I had no idea our seats were behind a cement column. Whatever I need to do, is there something that we can do to move up? Like, I'll pay whatever the cost is. And he said, come with me. And he took me and moved me up to like the second or third row. It was wonderful. He improved my experience so much. So
I teared up my first game at Memorial Stadium for other reasons. It's just I was overcome by emotion. So,
aww. I think everybody cries at their first game for whatever reason.
All right, Melissa is gonna give me shit and make me feel bad.
What?
Melissa says, Greg, I'm the biggest fan and disabled veteran, but when I went to the game, I couldn't stand the full game, and now I feel bad. I'm sorry, Melissa. Shouldn't have said what I said.
What
but also, you don't have, because I talked about people telling people how to fan. So, I feel horrible. Sorry, Melissa. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, Melissa.
Oh, piece of shit.
Yes, you are.
Drown my sorrows in this delicious.
Okay, Melissa, you weren't here, but he already. This is Thanksgiving. This is a Husker Thanksgiving. What is it that John says? We are a dysfunctional family. Okay.
Yep.
So expect somebody to like say something that's a little sideways, let's say, and hopefully, we'll let bygones be bygones. But Greg has already had 2 shots and 3 beers. Is that right?
Second beer still.
3 beers. Okay.
Melissa, please don't think less of me than you already did. But I'm sorry. So maybe some football talk then to, win people back. How about that Wisconsin game? That sure was. I mean, we talked about it already Saturday night in our super fun celebratory show. But we won.
You wouldn't let us talk about it. You're like, the X's and O's thing is for Sunday, Minnie. I'm like, well, I want to talk about like plays.
I'm not falling to pieces.
Fred Sacco says, Melissa, Greg had a shot, then Minnie offended him. He's going to pieces on us.
Me and
Greg,
Velvet Revolver.
Come back. It's okay. It's okay.
You familiar with Velvet Revolver?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a band. Kind of a super band. Or super group, I should say. It included the likes of Slash from Guns N' Roses and Scott Weiland. I'm not making that up.
Velvet what?
It included Slash, the guitarist from Guns N' Roses.
What is the name of the band?
Velvet Revolver.
Okay, that is not a good name.
Why not?
I mean, I have my reasons. Guns N' Roses. Why is that a good name?
I don't know, but I just got 5 points from Fred, so I'll take it.
I think you also got -10 earlier. So
I think if Melissa was keeping count, I'm down to like -25. So
yeah. Okay, so
Garth Brooks said the first dance at his wedding was to Velvet Revolver. So
no way.
Cheers.
Well, people
also,
know.
Girth, if you're gonna use that as your YouTube profile photo, I would shave your underarm. Just saying.
He's nipping his underarm.
That's unfortunate for him.
It's fresh.
Is it zestfully clean?
It must be. Okay, so the Velvet Revolver has Slash and who?
Scott Weiland, who is from Stone Temple Pilots.
Uh-huh.
Those would probably be the more recognizable names. Like those would be the two names that you would know.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. Where were you in 2002?
I was here. I mean, not here, but you know. I was here. So. Okay. Well, Velvet Revolver. Their best songs. Why are we even talking about this?
Because you said somebody in the comments said I was falling to pieces, and I said no, I'm not Velvet Revolver.
So they must have fallen to pieces.
Fall to Pieces is what I would consider their main radio hit. So,
and so that makes sense because he used to be a DJ. So everything has to like full circle back to Greg. Got it.
No, not to Greg, to music.
Greg. And how many times have you mentioned another movie? Probably several already.
I like my movie.
We haven't even got to Iowa hate yet.
We've barely talked about Wisconsin. I don't even know if we're going to.
It's already an hour and a half.
The good news is, and this is the fantastic news. I don't think anybody has to get up and go to work tomorrow. This could be that legendary 6-hour show.
No, I'm not going to. No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Are you kidding? What did that say?
Oh yeah, now that one you care about.
Garth Brooks, thank you. Thank you so much.
Vince Watson says Iowa hate is manufactured, so we shouldn't hate them.
Okay, we are going to manufacture it right here and right now for Vince Watson. Okay, here's the deal, Vince. Every week when I prepare for 5 Heart, here's what I do. I Google all press conferences for Iowa. I listen to head coaches, assistant coaches, players, and I just listen for what they're saying that regards to, Husker football, us playing them next. Out of all of my listening hours, I've gotten through every single press conference except for, you're going to know it, except for Coach Ferenc. I can't even listen to him. His own fans can't even listen to him. He is the most boring coach I've ever heard. He may be a great guy, but he definitely should not be taking, just like I probably shouldn't be, taking the podium and talking about football. He should not be. Some people should, some people shouldn't.
Yep. We're going to really explore that a little later, Mr. Matney and 5 Heart Theater. So just be prepared.
Rostovsky says, seriously, we need to come up with some hobbies for a minute. This is my hobby. What is wrong with you? This is it.
Josh says, I have to get up at 8 to spatchcock a turkey.
Ooh,
that sounds
what's
like
that?
good. Oh, it's where you cut out, I believe you remove the backbone of the turkey, and then you kind of flatten it down so it'll fit in your cooking device. In this case, probably a smoker for Josh, or grill, something like that. So,
Wow. I can appreciate that if I were to eat turkey.
that's true. You are a vegetarian.
That doesn't sound normal, does it? How do you make a turkey?
It's not. How do I make a turkey? I'm going to throw a turkey breast in the oven tomorrow morning. Do it slow and low. Low and slow.
Do you stuff a turkey?
I don't think you can stuff it. What I have. Wait, what?
Okay.
No. This
Question.
what I have. What
Question.
I have. No, I'm not
what I want to know is, do you put stuffing in a turkey generally, or do you prepare the stuffing outside of the turkey? Because I kind of think that the stuffing in the turkey is not very good.
It's only stuffing if it's in the turkey. If it's not in the turkey, it's called dressing. That's important to know.
Oh, technically, okay, good to know.
So,
I'll eat dressing. I'm not sure I'll eat stuffing.
Thank you, Fred. Yeah, see, Highlander Gun, recognize what's up. Dressing is on the outside.
Okay.
How do you stuff a turkey? Well, a boy turkey and a girl turkey.
Come on. Really, guys?
Aaron Keene says, turkey cooking techniques being criticized by a non-cooking vegetarian panelist. Classic 5H content.
All right. So I've cooked a turkey before. I've even stuffed a turkey before. It's kind of gross.
Did you ask it for consent?
Yeah. I got gloves on. It was so gross.
What are we doing?
You asked. Stuffing a turkey is just disgusting. Who wants to do that? Most of these guys, poor mothers, having to stuff turkeys. I just feel for them. All right.
Mr. Rostovsky believes that his turkey is so good that it could bring you back to eating meat again.
Uh-huh. The sentence came out weirder than I intended. Probably. Yeah. Just like I say things that, come to mind, and you guys all take things out of context all the time.
I love Aaron replays our conversation. Mr. Keene, I asked, did you ask him for consent? You're like, yeah, I had gloves on. It's not asking you for consent.
Okay. Can we move on from stuffing the turkey?
It's a good day to be.
All right.
Can eat. We're gonna have to figure out exactly where you are in relation to me because I've worked in North St. Louis, sir, and I'm just across the river. So you don't have to give your address here on chat. That'd be weird. But we gotta figure that out, brother.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna Google gobble stop. This is gonna get some weird.
All right.
Gobble stop smokehouse in
Greg,
Creve Coeur.
Remember one of my rules.
No.
One of my guidelines.
Oh
for this
yeah.
show.
I'm not supposed to Google.
You're not supposed to Google.
I didn't though.
While you're on the show.
I didn't Google. Okay. I grangled.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
All right. I'm sorry.
Come on, you guys.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about hating Iowa. James, don't yuck my yum, as Fred would say.
Bring back Beth. Bring back Beth. Guys, I'm not kidding. Once the show is over, if you would like to see a volleyball show, Craig, how many beers and how many shots? Okay. So if you would like to see Beth do a volleyball show next year, because I think it would be really great. I mean, we'll have some other girls with her, or maybe Greg will do it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe John will do it.
I think
maybe Todd.
Miley does some writing for volleyball for us. Miley Ketterson, that'd be a good co-host, maybe.
So, if you guys would like to see that, if you could comment after the show is done on the regular comments, I can show them to John and kind of help promote it, and Greg will do the same, right?
Yep. Mr. Matney, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, says, Minnie, you need your own show.
I've taken over this one, so why do I need my own show?
That's true. I'm at this point the co-host. Brings me to a very important point or question, very, very intricate moment in the show. What is Greg drinking today? What is Greg drinking today? Whoa. Which one?
No. Please. First sing it for us in key. Come on. See if you can do it.
See if I can.
Drum roll. Do you need
I don't need a drum. I don't need all that pomp and circumstance. I just go, what's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa.
That is so weird.
Which one?
So
you're not used to the performance live. I get it. Shiner or Yingling? Yingling or Shiner?
I have no idea what the difference is. None.
One comes in a bottle. One's in a can.
I mean, obviously, you would not ever drink out of a can.
I drink out of a can all the time. Are you not here with me every week?
Yeah, well, that's not very. It's just not very classy, Greg.
I don't know if you know this about me. I'm not that classy. I'm from the Midwest. Remember, you shit on us all the time.
Yes, I do actually. Drink out of a can. Help yourself. Enjoy. Okay, so Greg, the only thing left we have to talk about
hitting
is,
Iowa.
Guys, it would be nice to hear some Iowa hate. Number one, I don't know, nobody read the description, but I will tell you what I wrote about Iowa. They are calling, and this is kind of embarrassing because we're both wearing it. They're calling for a blackout They call it Back in Black.
I'm not wearing black. What are you talking about?
I'm not either. I'm not either. No. Check.
See,
Oh,
look at
wait.
that.
Why is my hat so big? Must have been one of those 5 hearts I had like an extra wig on or something. Okay.
While you're preparing that, I just want to say a few years back, before we did the show live on YouTube, Facebook, and X, when it was just Haas and I, we celebrated Evil Iowa Week, and I actually did some custom Photoshops, which I'm not good at. I'm not good at Photoshops, but I said, well, let's put that Herky Hawkeye on some of cinema and television's most notorious villains mini. Would you like to see some of these horrible creations that I made years ago?
Years ago? How many years ago?
Oh, that is a great question. Let me find that out for you. Because I put them on the
don't Google it, please.
I'm not Google. I the only place that I can honestly get this answer is going to the 5 Heart Podcast Facebook page. So it's not Googling. I know right where to go. It's just it was 2016. It was 2016. that would predate
8 years
me.
ago.
That was me and Brian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, cheers to Brian.
That's right. Cheers to Brian. This is going to be our first bowl game without Brian. And this is the first time that I've said that.
Wow.
So Brian passed in 2017. Our last bowl game was in 2016. So cheers to Brian.
Cheers
who
to Brian.
is looking down and is appreciating the fact that this show has continued on. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Greg, you have to actually take a drink if you're gonna say cheers. You can't put it down until you take a drink. Say it again.
Minnie, what's in your cup?
Water.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've cheered quite a bit tonight. All right. But fine. For your benefit, for everybody's benefit, Brian Toll's benefit.
Okay. And a second one. I don't see her here tonight, but she said if she could make it. Oh, there she is. Mary Ann Roberts. This is for your brother. Cheers.
Yes, Marianne.
Okay. So, and wait, and just one more because I love to cheers. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Pitt asks Greg, how's Brian, wife, and kids doing? I keep in contact with them via Facebook. His wife's doing well. Their little girl is growing up. I mean, she's 10, I think now, and just cute as a button. And he has an older boy who's out of school. It looks a lot like Brian, which, poor kid. No, Brock's doing great.
So cute.
Who's this one for, Minnie?
Okay.
Honestly, though, Pitt, I will let them know that you asked. I'll let them know that you thought enough to ask. So
I just did want to include anybody who is part of the show right now that is listening, who has lost a loved one. And I just wanted to say, let's cheers to them as well. So
you cheers with your water. I'll cheer with something that can actually be considered a cheers.
You can cheers with anything. That's what cheers is great. You don't have to have, you can even just say, all right. You don't even have to have a drink, just as long as you like.
That's appreciated very much, Pitt. Thank you, brother. God dang, Highlander, man, had no idea.
I knew he had been missing, so
Highlander
sorry to hear that.
in your family. God dang.
Really, Fred? I am not trying to make it any. I just wanted to include everybody because, you know.
In nomine Patria et Filii and Spiritus Sancti.
Come on. All right. So, can we move on with the fun part of the show?
Yeah, let's show some of the evil Iowa creations that I made over the years. Or not over the years, over the 1 year years ago.
That's not the fun part I was talking about, but
were you talking about Five Heart Theater?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll get to that. By the way, for all of you Five Heart Theater haters, that's a fun shirt.
Guys. What's up?
Five Heart Theater haters. I wrote this week's Five Heart Theater. All right.
So he did.
I want y'all. It's going to be quick and painless, and it's not just press conference regurgitation. So.
I don't regurgitate.
No, never.
I put it in my own words.
We got you, Marianne. This is what it is. That I honestly believe, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast. Yes, the Five Heart Theater haters should be a shirt. And speaking of shirts, holy shit, how do we forget? If you go to copycorn.com right now, you can get 15% off with Husker Bowl 24 until December 10th.
Thank you, John.
What do you mean, John? You know, I had to lobby for that. I said, John, we need a discount.
No, I lobbied for it.
No, I lobbied for it.
No, I did.
We both did.
You don't get to take credit. Jeez.
Take credit. Yeah. All right, now we're squabbling, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
All right. Some of the Iowa hate that I was going to share with you. So these are very crude and admittedly not great Photoshops that I did 8 years ago. So we have Husker Hawkeye as some of the great villains in cinema over time.
Love it.
Husker Hawkeye as
Hate
Hades.
it.
No, thank you. I didn't know it was that bad. How about this one? Husker Hawkeye as He Who Should Not Be Named.
Jeez. What just happened? Okay.
And deep pockets and short arms. I'm particularly proud of this one because sometimes you just got to find the right Herky to fit the angle. So we have Herky Negan from Walking Dead. Again, tremendous villain. And last but not least, my coup de grace, as you will. We have Herky Vader, or Darth Herky, however you want to name it. So again, very horribly crude Photoshops. I'm no Photoshop expert, never claimed to be. But when you're talking evil, where the hell did Minnie go?
Can we do Five Heart yet?
Five Heart what? We've been
Theater.
doing Five Heart for the past almost 2 hours.
No, the theater.
I suppose so.
Okay.
Aaron Rostovsky says, how did we forget? Guy that has slammed 7 drinks in the last hour. First of all, sir, the show, we only started drinking after Beth left, so that's been an hour and about 20 minutes. A shot and a half, give or take, of wild turkey. And because I was told, encouraged, mind you, to do both beers at the same time. 4 beers and a shot and a half, give or take, of wild turkey. And Minnie's giving me the let's move on. Vader Hawkeye, by the way, says, Luke, we have no offense. Vince says that Minnie stepped out to grow her beard. Rostovsky Rostowski says, no, Darth has redeeming quality. Herky has none. And Aaron Keene says, that's disrespectful to Vader. Highlander Gus says, looks good, Greg. That's all. Much appreciated. Fred says, that one's good, Negan and Vader. So thank you, guys. Again, that was 8 years ago. I assure you that my Photoshop skills have not improved over time.
Okay, Greg.
Yes. Oh, do you want me to play the little intro? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. The show. All right, we're gonna get through this as quickly as possible to make everybody happy. Welcome to Five Heart Theater for all you Five Heart Theater haters. Minnie, take it away.
Well, Kirk, it's time for the annual High Vive Heroes Trophy game between our two fine schools.
Yep.
I know you've had the upper hand in this rivalry since Nebraska joined the Big Ten. You've won 9 of the 13 games, including 7 in a row.
Yep.
What's the secret to Iowa's success?
Well, we've done it a little different this year. After years of a subpar offense, we made a change and we've scored 40 or more points 4 times this year. And of course, that defense, we have the conference's second leading tackler, Jay Higgins.
He's pretty impressive on film, but we have a few playmakers on offense. Emmett Johnson, Dante Dowdell, Nate Barkacher, and of course, Ty Robinson. You better hope he doesn't have to line up as a fullback. He crushes shoulders.
What happens when he lines up on defense?
10 tackles for loss, including 6 sacks.
Oh.
Why? What's the problem?
We're running out of quarterbacks.
That is a problem. Your problem. See you on the field. Okay, thank you.
Brett jumps in sometimes, maybe at the worst time, says, oh, Lordy, Brett on X. Thank you, Brett.
Okay.
That was fun.
The writing wasn't as good as it normally is.
Wow. You're just gonna publicly shit on me right there, aren't you?
Well, you already admitted that you wrote it.
I know, but you didn't have to be like, the writing sucks.
It's okay. Thank goodness that you have a real actor.
Fred says, I got to say that was the best one yet. We need so much more of this.
No, he's not actually meaning that. I know he isn't. Okay.
Mr. Rostowski says, wow.
You guys.
Oh, did you know this? Five Heart Theater is going on hiatus during the off season.
Or is it? We'll see. I don't know. How are you at playing volleyball players? Because I feel like we need to do a segment with them.
Hold on. Just like tell me what you want, what you really, really want, huh?
And so the shot kicks in. Here we go. All right.
I'm trying to figure out what Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm sorry. It took me a minute.
Okay.
All right. Yes, Minnie.
We're at 2 hours. We're at 2 hours.
We have so many starred comments.
You have so many story comments.
Okay, now would be a great time if you have a prediction for this week's game to put in the comments. Oh, wait a minute. There's shit that I forgot to. There's stuff I put in there that. Look at this. This is sent to us by Joe Lalekis. This Good Boy shirt.
That's kind of.
I had uploaded at one point and then it disappeared. So we have a dog in Nebraska. I'm not going to read that one out loud. Pitt, sorry.
Oh, going poopy on the Iowa Hawkeye. Okay,
yes.
I get it now.
I'm surprised it took you that long. We have this one. This was a custom creation from Mr. Lalekis that says, it's Matt Rule says, how's that, Husker Nation? I told you we would get her done. Onward to an 8-5 season we go. Big Red.
Show us your guns. Greg, you seriously.
What?
Are my guns bigger?
No. Whatever gave you that indication?
Nothing.
I don't
You're
really
in a
think.
hoodie and you're like this.
I'm like this. I'm not cold.
Are you cold?
No, I'm not cold. I'm comfortable. However, outside these walls, I'm right in front of my window. It's 41 degrees. So, this house was shoddily built, and sometimes you get that winter draft coming through. So, Fred says this is the pose down now. It's not a pose down, Fred. See, and I'm the one drinking, but she's the one doing all the ridiculous shit. So
that's normal. That's just me. Okay.
Minnie, are you going to ask to see if it's that cold out? To verify?
Wait, what? Fred Sacco says Minnie is going to ask to see a nipple to verify if you're cold.
It's not that cold.
Not gonna ask. No. And hey guys, the weather at the weather on Friday is supposed to be 17 degrees at kickoff. 17. Whew, ouch. That's really, really cold. Isn't it? Even for you, Greg. You're used to that. Well, how many layers would you be piling on?
In 17-degree weather?
Yeah. Okay, you're going to a game. It's 17 degrees. What would you
I would have thermal underwear, like long johns, like under my jeans. I would have probably a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, and maybe a coat, gloves.
A long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, a coat, and gloves. That's it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let me just tell you, if it is below 20 degrees, I don't even ski.
Oh gosh, that is a rich person's complaint there. I'm staying in the resort. I'm staying in the cabin with the fire and the unlimited hot chocolate.
It's not fun. That is not fun weather. This is like you gotta be like bundled up, not just one coat. You better have like the multiple. My ski jackets come in levels. Do you have jackets that come in levels? No.
My jackets are like me, very one-dimensional.
All right. Well, we won't go there.
Mr. Matney wants to know, because I think he maybe just downright hates this segment. Is it true that if we win, we won't have Five Heart Theater next week?
Actually, you know what it is? I have to tell you, David Matney, because it must be your older age that's getting to you.
Wow. What? Now, usually you just age shame me, but now you're age shaming others.
Yeah, because he needs it for this comment. It says right here, Haas, if we beat Iowa, Haas will do Five Heart Theater. He had me write it down last week. So no, it won't be over.
Okay. If we lose, though, it's over, apparently.
No. Jake is coming on. He doesn't know it yet, but he's coming.
Pitt says Minnie just does theater to troll us, but we won't leave. Fred says Jesus Minnie attacking the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast. Hey, I can't believe that. Like,
I know. Well, I like him.
How dare she?
I still like him. I like him, but he gives me a hard time about my theater.
Until we get some living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, can coolies, I feel like the abuse is going to keep coming.
Probably. I said you could tape on his picture on the side of your koozie.
I could.
It would work.
Justin says, Minnie, good luck ever buying a house in Omaha. And Braska Rascal says, people go to ski resorts to actually ski?
Okay. Braska Rascal. Can I call you Scott since we know each other?
No, you got to call him Braska Rascal.
Okay. Here's the thing. You come to Arizona and I will take you to a wonderful ski resort with the most glorious bunny hill. If you're not a skier, you can learn to ski on this bunny hill because it's the world's best bunny hill. And I'll help you if you need help.
Same, dude. This is so. I'm always. First of all, I drink during the show and she doesn't, David. But yeah, she takes receipts and I don't remember what I say 5 minutes ago, and she goes back and watches the damn thing again.
I do.
I don't.
And take screenshots.
I don't. So it makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm gonna let you read this one, Minnie, if you feel like it.
Well, that's just not very nice, Ken E. It's okay. He says something about the real theater is when I rip off my wig and makeup, and then I'm a 43-year-old man that's 240 pounds. No, 42-year-old man that's 240 pounds. That would be Greg.
I wish I was 200 pounds.
240. You said.
Okay, that's me. Yeah, you're right. That's me. I wish I was the 240-pound black man.
Well,
and I'm very close to being 43 years old, so I'm just about to my half birthday. I'm not there yet. Got to wait till January 5th, but then I'll be insurance age 43. So moving on. All right, I'm going to hit the starred comments. Minnie, you're going to let me know of any other predictions, score predictions for the Iowa game in the comments. It is weird. Yes, I know it is weird that we're doing this score predictions on a Wednesday night, but the game is on Friday and tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so we appreciate all of you. In fact, I want to say that.
Oh, no.
Fred Sacco says at 10:59, just 5 minutes ago, says, before score predictions, I also echo Thanksgiving sentiments. I truly enjoy our time together each week. Thank you all.
I love that, Fred. Thank you so much for saying that. That means everything. You guys, I've been doing this show for almost a year, and it's so nice that you guys show up every week. I know this is normally Greg's shtick, but it's so nice. And that you say something like that, it makes it so worthwhile, all my hours and hours of 5 hearting. So thank you.
I don't want to put too much reality behind this, but on show days, this is Minnie's sole focus.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's regular Thursday or this week being a Wednesday, she is spending all day doing the format, doing any, art or image finding, this is, I hope it's okay that I say, like, it's kind of like your passion, right? Like this goofy little internet show. So
it's not goofy. Don't call it goofy. It is my passion.
It's a goofy show though.
No, I love it. You guys get it though. They get it. So that's what I love.
It's good beer.
What are you drinking now?
I'm sorry, what was that question again, Minnie?
Nothing.
No. Say that question one more time.
I don't want to because I know what's coming. Can we just get through the comments?
It was Yingling. It was
I
Yingling.
know.
All right. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the show.
Wait. I love this. No, Kenny says, nobody talk about puppies now. No puppy talk.
What? Are we not?
Kenny, how did you know that is my weakness? Puppies and babies and Harper Murray. It's my weakness.
I thought it was puppies, babies, and Dylan Raiola, but now it's Harper Murray.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Fred says at 906, Greg working on maximum boob light pan angle. Yeah, because I was making a little adjustment, but the boob light's not up here. The boob light is over there. And look at that. Look at that. 2 boobs in one shot.
I don't see the second boob.
It's
Thank goodness.
There's one boob.
And they definitely don't look
There's the other boob.
symmetrical, which
It's forced
goes
perspective.
which goes along with everything else that we've seen from you, Greg.
It is forced perspective. I mean, just the one's a little closer. This one
Greg,
here. And
Greg.
that one's a little further along. You know, I haven't done this in a long time. I hope the light appreciates it.
Okay, it is, guys. You do realize this is his shot talking.
This is not the shot. Greg having a good time. Greg having a great time. Thank you all so much. By the way, are you getting your score predictions in? Look, there may be shorter shows for about Nebraska football out there, but are you going to ever get boob lights anywhere else? I say no. You're here for the boob lights, and I'm fine with that. Just keep on coming back every Thursday or occasionally Wednesday night. Brett also said backroom attack is like a ballroom blitz. Little, I believe that's the Ramones, if I remember correctly. And somehow a third one from Fred, and this is all when we had Beth here with us, but I read the articles. That's what Greg said when he got caught with dirty magazines as a kid. Never got caught with dirty magazines as a kid. We kept them in the woods like good 12-year-olds were supposed to. They never came home. They were in an old tree house in the forest.
Okay, Greg.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. We're after 2 hours, so I have to speed things up. Okay.
Guys, is it just me? Or should we shut him down? We don't even know. What are you doing?
I'm reading comments. I'm checking out, scoping things out. James Boardman says, I got Peacock on Black Friday, $19.99 for the full year.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is a worthwhile tip.
Yes. Look for those Black Friday deals because they exist. I didn't know they did until after it was way too late. So look for Black Friday deals having to do with football. That's all I'm saying. Especially Peacock, because, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know we're going to be watching more games on Peacock in the future.
Yeah, like this Friday night's game is on Peacock. Nebraska, Iowa is on Peacock. So there you go. Pit Snipe Husker says, turn him on. Yeah, don't turn him off. Turn him on. Don't think you're supposed to, but whatever.
Turn what on?
It says turn him on. Because you were trying to figure out how to turn me off. Yeah, this has gotten weird. James Boardman said, oh, we already said that was sorry. A wild turkey plus a cold duck equals volcanic eruption. I don't really know why you started.
I already read that. I already read it.
Did you also read Roulade plus vodka? Yeah. Then you have to unstar these, okay? I don't know what's happening earlier in the show. You've made several.
You have no idea what's happening right now, do you?
You have made several comments about my alcohol intake tonight. I feel a little uncomfortable about it,
Fine.
But
this is actually more fun than I thought it would be.
Husker Chuck says
I'm really enjoying it.
Minnie, you last tasted alcohol in 2005?
Guys, I had.
That's the last time she had meat. Then she turned vegetarian.
No, I had 3 White Claws last Saturday
It's true.
when
It was
we won.
celebratory.
Even though I felt the second one was a little tipsy, I was like, you know what? The Huskers won. I'm going for the third one. And I did.
And she did. And we all paid the price after that. Minnie, are you starring the prediction comments?
I thought I was.
Pitt says that I think this had to do with what we were talking about Chasing 3. Pitt says no, he'll have to watch Chasing 3. He started a Landman tonight. Thumbs up. I have seen some.
That looks so good.
Billy Bob Thornton. I've seen some clips on it. It does look really good. Paramount Plus.
You know, that's one thing I wish we could do is like when it's like off season, like have like a watch party. Like, wouldn't you love to do that? Like not Young Guns. I don't know who came up with Young Guns, but like things like that. You did?
Yes. You don't remember that?
I don't know who suggested it, but it was not a good suggestion.
Okay, no, hear me out. Let's retell the tale of Young Guns.
2 hours and 12 minutes almost. Okay.
It's fine. The people who remember know that this is before you came on the show. And John and I were doing the show, and he, from his brain injury, he said that he hated peanut butter, whereas prior to his heart attack and brain injury, he loved peanut butter. He's like, he hated now, but he used to hate the movie Young Guns. And I said, oh, maybe it's like an inverse of the peanut butter thing. Maybe you'll love Young Guns. Yeah, I don't know. I'd never watch it again. I said, if we got $100 from Super Chats, you would.
I do remember that.
You would watch Young Guns. And Marcus came through, think honest to God, the only time we've ever seen Marcus, and did like a $99 Super Chat. And so we started raising money for Team Jack, and we raised over $400. I have the amount written down somewhere.
That was actually really great. It was kind of like spur of the moment and off cuff. It was wonderful. It was nice.
$499. And what we ended up doing.
Do you throw anything away?
Yes. But this
that's
is
another discussion. But seriously.
This is important.
Can you read this?
The new tagline for the 5 Heart podcast, there may be shorter shows. No, there won't. I mean, maybe after tonight, there'll probably be shorter shows, but I'm having a good time. John ended up donating, because all the super chat money goes to John.
I'm going to just shorten it. I'm going to shorten it. What Greg says in 20 words, I can say in 2. It's true. It's so true. No. Okay, come on, Greg. We need you back.
Are you sure that I can say all the words in the shortest amount of words?
No, you can't, but go ahead.
All right. Highlander Gun says, you look younger with your hair longer, Greg. With it really short, you look like a cave troll. Why did you star this one?
Why do you think?
But Highlander Gun says, but so do I. I think I look younger with shorter hair because there's less gray up top, but that's okay. James Boardman says 2 beers and a full shot is breakfast in these parts. Sounds funnier in a southern drawl. Okay, let me try that. 2 beers and a full shot is breakfast round these parts. Okay. Tiger Shark Driver says, we need to keep Barney. I know Miami's trying to pay him. I saw follow-up comments from that. Justin Raji says, PJB, pay Ja'Cory Barney. So I agree with that sentiment. Tiger Shark Diver says, college football will honestly need a GM now. We addressed that. Melissa says, guys. To which we said, Melissa.
Love Melissa.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Melissa because you know what? It's nice to have other women, females here. So I just want to take a moment and cheers to all the women.
Cheers.
Everything else. Cheers to all the women who
to
joined
the Husker ladies from Minnie, Melissa, Angela Matney, Marianne Roberts, Linda Wilkins when she's here, Kaylee Bartles. Who am I missing? Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. I wish there were more. There aren't. Okay. Cheers. Cheers, ladies. And may we multiply. What?
How many of y'all are fertile?
Shut up. That is just not even right. Jeez.
You said may we multiply.
May we multiply, meaning maybe. Okay,
Beth, who is here tonight.
My hope is that this time next year, there's more women joining us.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, says, I say we sell the Five Heart Theater to Netflix. And I agree. I don't care if they buy it for $1,000. We should do Five Heart Theater on Netflix. I think he's just trying to get it exclusively on Netflix so he doesn't have to watch it here on Wednesday or Thursday nights.
Here's David Matney.
David Matney really hates Five Heart Theater.
I don't think I'm ready quite yet to take it to the next step. Okay, you gotta give me some time.
I mean, I've seen poor production quality stuff on Netflix, so I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know where this is coming from, Highlander.
Because you were rude and said, "Oh, how many women are young enough to reproduce?"
That's not what I said.
Basically,
I didn't say young enough.
Basically,
that's
age shaming, and what else? I don't even know. There's so many things that you could get kicked off of YouTube for right now.
Mr. Ostowski says, Jesus, how many male Hoger Maniacs can you name? All right. We have Aaron, Fred and Josh, Highlander, Raji, TSD, Lilakis, Pitt, Highlander.
You already said him.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't say Highlander twice.
Guys, he said it, didn't he? Rewind. Yeah, he did.
You know what? I don't have to take this. Let's move on.
Did you even say David Matney?
Not yet. You interrupted me. Thanks for being so rude. David and Sam Matney, you jerk.
What about Anthony? What about Angela?
I said Angela under the females.
Okay.
I didn't say Anthony. You're right. I didn't say no. I should have. I'm sorry. Vince Watson says, Coronation Bowl prediction group. We need to get there. RS says, kickoff for Nebraska-Iowa game will be about 5:30 a.m. here, which is the Philippines. I feel the Huskers will win. And he didn't provide a score, and that's okay.
You know what? It doesn't matter. He knows we'll win.
Okay. Gargamel says 24-17 Nebraska. Also feel like somebody dropped the ball on writing or starring all the other prediction comments because I know we've had more than the two because the only other prediction comment I have starred is Fred's Nebraska 24, Iowa 13. Excuse me, 13.
You know who else you forgot?
Who?
Husker Bob. He doesn't appreciate it either.
You're being sassy, and I don't know if I appreciate it. Ferris's eye bags fall off and Rule stomps on him and throws him into the crowd. That's graphic. Thank you, Fred. Expect nothing less. Husker Bob says Iowa's not favored only by 3.5 points. Weather will play havoc with special teams. 23-19 Huskers.
Oh, my. Okay, so I mean, we didn't get a whole lot of predictions this.
I got you, Marianne.
I think because people are having shots. I really think that's
Nebraska. I didn't forget about anybody. Minnie cut me off. She disrupted my stream of consciousness to the point that I had to deviate from the plan and go back to predictions. So blame
you guys
Minnie.
Were here. I make a good scapegoat, but yeah.
It's true. It's damn true. JC says Nebraska 28, Iowa 10. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says 31-13 Nebraska. Mr. Raji says Huskers 28, Iowa 19. Pitt says, let us see if a win over Iowa maybe gets us a New Year's Eve bowl. They want us because we're rabid, hungry, and travel better than the friggin' Navy. I don't know. The Navy does go worldwide. So,
if we get a New Year's Eve bowl, I will be ecstatic. Please, 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 please. I hope he's right.
I think that's all the ones that I've seen as far
all right,
as
Greg.
predictions. Well, let's recap the overreaction crew. Okay. Jake says 27-19 Nebraska. And his bold prediction in that one is a special team score for Nebraska.
Love that.
Haas says 30-21 Nebraska. And you know how Ty Robinson's been lining up in the backfield the last few weeks? So his bold prediction is a Ty Robinson rushing touchdown from that fullback position. That'd be awesome. What a way to do it.
Really? That's really bold of him.
That's why we call it. Well, that's why we call it bold predictions. I don't know if you know that about that or not.
Okay. Do you have a bold prediction?
I do. John just said we would win, but John also said, this is beginning of the season because I haven't talked to John since, that the winner would go to the Big Ten championship game. So we know that's not the case. My prediction is Nebraska wins 34-20 and that we have a pick 6. Because Iowa's down to their 4th string quarterback, so I imagine he might make a mistake.
You think they're going to throw it that much?
All it takes is one pass to have a potential pick 6.
Well, that is bold, Greg.
It's the only way I operate, Minnie.
What was your score again? One more time.
I said 34-20.
That is insane.
Thank you.
First of all,
it's the only way I operate.
It's never going to be that high. Ever.
I think the over-under is like 39 or something.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay.
Both
teams.
RS gave us a score of 28-17.
8-17. Okay. I love how every single person this week has chosen Nebraska to win. Because up until now, we have a lot of stragglers. Like people that aren't so sure. They're like, nah, I'm choosing the other team. This week, everyone's choosing Nebraska. You know who did not make their prediction? Best friend of the show, Josh Hansen. Should I do his normal 35-17?
No. Yes.
Or what is it, 25?
That's exactly what he said. 35-17 for my pick if I don't make it in. He did, and then he bounced out. He does have family in town for the holidays, so 35-17 for Josh. So
if you guys weren't able to make it tonight and you have to listen to it another time, we're still thinking of you. And so thank you. Please feel free to add your score predictions to the comments, and I will make sure I put them down on our little list. Okay. Ken E. Oh, come
That's
on.
a bold prediction, sir. At least he predicted Nebraska win.
Okay.
Let's see. Fred's bold prediction. Harvard takes over at the half because Dylan's footy pajamas and he sent him gave him a groin area malfunction. That's good shit, Fred. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not writing that down.
Minnie, what is your score prediction?
Okay. Earlier this week, I chose that we're going to have a shutout.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I still think it's going to happen. I still do. I feel in my little Cornhusker heart.
She's not saying this Highlander, but I got you, brother.
Oh, sorry.
31-17 is Highlanders' prediction.
Okay. I feel like in my little Husker heart that we will have at least 3 touchdowns. What are you doing?
I was beating your little Husker heart.
Okay. So let's go with
Probably
let's
didn't
go with
translate
that.
very well.
Let's
21?
go with 21-0. Oh. But I still reserve the right to comment if I change my mind. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with 0.
Okay. Yeah, you can't change your mind after the game, though.
No, I wouldn't do that.
T-Bones, Nebraska T-Bones says 42-10, Nebraska rolls.
I love that.
And Fred says quit beating. I think this is talking about my chest. So
okay. I think that's it, Greg.
All right. Well, quit beating Marsh, Greg. All right. Sorry. Never again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Nebraska fans of all ages, I think that brings our Turkey Before Turkey extravaganza to a very, I think, satisfying conclusion. We have been all over the place, as Melissa would like to say, and we have covered volleyball and an abundance of football and a lot of gray area in between. So we thank you truly on this eve of Thanksgiving for all of you who make this show what it is. And Minnie is absolutely correct. You are the extra co-host on this show. You Hoger Maniacs. This show is not the same without you. So thank you for being the beating heart of the 5 Heart Podcast and being here with your comments, your questions, your interaction each and every week. You do make this show everything that it is. And without you, this show is pre-recorded in the can on a Tuesday and ready to pump out, whenever we feel like it. So thank you all for spending a couple of hours with us. It's what makes this fan family
2.5. 2.5. So I'm going to cut him off now.
Yeah, because why would the people who are here and spending time with us want to be fully appreciated?
They want to be appreciated, but they also they want their time respected. Greg.
Oh,
okay. Sorry. So thank you so much for being here.
She really is cutting me off. I'm sorry, everybody. Good night.
All right. Greg.
That is it for this episode of the 5 Heart Podcast. Iowa and Nebraska this Friday on the Peacock Network. We will see you all again next week. And as we like to remind you each and every week, 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Need. Minnie, take it away.
Go. Big. Red.
Send help. I might be a little inebriated.